My name's Dom. Welcome to Dom Nom Minis. Some of you.
Look at that boy. So young, so naive, not yet ravaged by time. Hello, it has been 1 year since I uploaded this video here, and I just wanted to do like a little kind of community year in review type thing. We can skip over 90% of this video. I want to look at this section here, my aims for the channel, and I want to hear what I had in mind and kind of just review where we're at in relation to it. So
I love pretty much every part of the hobby, building, converting my own unique minis, painting, painting terrain, planning out army lists, and like plotting against my friends is a really big part of what I enjoy about the hobby, and then playing those games out with my friends, as well as reading the books, listening to lore videos. So I don't really want to kind of put myself in a box. I'm not trying to be the best painter, player, or like warhammer, math hammer analyst. I just want to do a little bit of whatever I feel like here. If I think that I can offer some good painting tips, they'll probably be very...
Okay, so big sweeping statement. I didn't want to box myself into anything. I don't feel like I've boxed myself into anything, but there's definitely, I haven't done a lot of painting tips. I've just done me painting for hobby, which is fun. But I feel like if you watch my channel, it is primarily for the kit bashes. The kit bashes are what seem to be received the best, maybe because it's the most niche. So I think that's completely fair. So I think in terms of what I'm doing, I've not boxed myself in, but there definitely are things that I do that, yeah, are received a lot better.
Very beginner focused, but I'll offer them. If I think I've got cool conversion ideas, I'll do a step-by-step process on that. Or if I just want to do some fun discussions with friends, then I'll film those, get them on here as well. I'd love to do battle reports one day. I don't feel like I quite have the setup to film them how I would want to film them. So
now, I'm so glad that I said that, because today will be 1 year since I uploaded this video and I said I didn't have the setup for battle reports and that I would love to do them one day. I am delighted to announce that today, the 1 year anniversary of me starting this channel, there is a full battle report coming to the channel, which is filmed, which is edited, which will be going up right after this video. So if you're watching this today, wish me a happy birthday on that video over there. Go watch it, give me some feedback, let me know what you think. Say in the comments, happy channel birthday. And yeah, that would be greatly appreciated.
I'm excited to see what happens with this. I'm not expecting anything. I'm not kind of doing this for any particular reason other than I have kind of lacked a creative outlet for some time.
It's very interesting I said this. Yeah, I do remember saying this. I do remember saying I didn't have like a creative outlet at this time in my life. So I'm very, very happy for past me that we're where we are now.
I used to do gaming content on YouTube many years ago, and I've kind of wanted to do something similar for a long time, but never really figured out what it was that I wanted to do. So this could all crash and burn around me in a couple of months' time.
Absolutely not.
But as long as I'm having fun making things, I'm going to keep making things. And that's why we're here. Hopefully we'll see you next time.
Man, that is crazy. It's absolutely kind of crazy to watch back, knowing sort of where the channel's at now. And yeah, that was the first thing I ever put out. We've got 2 other points of business that I want to get to today. First of all, I asked on the community tab if there were any questions. I could do like just a little AMA kind of thing to kind of mark the occasion. And so yeah, I got a good couple of questions. If you could add a new faction or revive an old one to Warhammer 40k, what would it be and why? I think what would be really cool is it's almost been done with Leagues of Votann coming back into the setting, but I think what would be really cool would be kind of encountering a human kind of empire that wasn't the Imperium. So a civilization that was kind of born out of Dark Age of technology gear that was kind of lost during the Age of Strife and has kind of developed isolated to the Imperium. They have their own kind of way of life. They've got their own kind of views on technology. I think it would be kind of really cool to see what humanity would do with Xenos relations and Xenos technology and different philosophies. I think that would be really, really cool. What is a bad mini that you love? I think I gotta go with Lord Felthius. Like, I own him, and I think that the details on him are not actually as good as most of the Death Guard range. I think his cloak looks weird. I think his scythe looks kind of weird. The orb that he's holding and the stringy bits coming down from it are kind of strange. I don't think he is actually a good mini, but how can you not love him? Just look at that face. Just look at that smile. How can you not love him? Which miniature would you love to experience painting again for the first time? Honestly, Plague Marines. Death Guard are probably my least favorite of the armies that I collect in terms of their lore, in terms of their playstyle on the table. But they are some of the best miniatures to paint in the 40k setting. There's so much detail to kind of play with. They really lend themselves well to contrast and shade paints, which is kind of how I do the bulk of my Death Guard. And because it's Death Guard, it doesn't really matter if, you know, you spill some bits or you overpaint. Like, the kind of grottier it looks, the more you can just be like, it's Death Guard, isn't it? It's just what they look like. What out of production miniature would you love to be able to get your hands on and paint? That is a good question. That's a great question. I think it would have to be the old Firstborn Command Squad. Like, I remember as a kid, I got into Warhammer because my brothers had Warhammer. And I just remember being drawn to the Command Squad. I didn't know anything lore-wise. I just thought that all the models were really cool. And in particular, the Firstborn company champion that was in that Command Squad, you know, he had the pose where it was like the sword was like right up in the air, and he had the combat shield that had the bolt pistol like locked behind it. I just thought that he was so cool, and especially like the helmet. At the time, there weren't a lot of that shape of helmet, and the shoulder pads in particular, that kind of layered shoulder pad style. I honestly, there's something about him. I just thought he was awesome compared to the normal Firstborn Marines that my brothers had. What's your favorite non-Games Workshop interest? If I had to pick a favorite, it probably is gaming. I spend plenty of time online gaming with friends, having a great time. Stuff like Rainbow Six, Hunt Showdown, Space Marine 2 now that it's out, Baldur's Gate, all of that good stuff. There's just so many good games at the moment. It is really difficult to get enough of it. But outside of that, I also enjoy going hiking with my partner, rock climbing from time to time. I like to cook. Cooking's good fun. Cooking's a really underrated activity. Cooking's great. What is your hobby grail product? Hobby, I like that term. So it's probably my paint hook. My partner bought me this paint hook. It saves me a lot of desk space. It keeps my brushes nice and clean. It keeps them out the way, and it keeps them stored safely. I can't show you right now because it is disgusting to look at. It's full of pigment. I really need to clean it. Jesus, I really need to clean that. How do you decide what to work on next? Oh God. The answer to that question is basically I just work towards whatever game I've got coming up next for the most part. In the 4 years since I got back into Warhammer, I've accumulated a lot of models, and most of them are unpainted. So it kind of becomes a case of, right, I'm going to go and take part in this tournament in a month's time. I need an army list. So I make the army list. I'm like, cool. Now I need to paint all that stuff. Or, you know, the battle report that's dropping right after this video is 1,000 points. I put together my list, and then I was working on those models exclusively for a good month or two, just trying to get them done so that they would look nice in the video. So that's that's the main thing that dictates what I work on. I'm trying not to jump from project to project without finishing things, but it is hard. It is really hard. What is your favorite Warhammer lore tidbit? It's got to be the ascension of Asdrubal Vecht to become the High Lord of Comarat. Like, man, they need to do like a proper novel for that, because I remember as a kid reading in the 5th edition Dark Eldar Codex, his rise to power is one of the most badass but also goofiest and funniest things ever. Like, Drakari they're so flamboyant and ridiculous, and it just makes for fantastic reading. How can you not love it? It's so insane. Thanks so much for the questions. That was really fun. I hope you have enjoyed kind of listening to me waffle my answers away. Final thing I want to talk about before we end this video, I've thought long and hard about the Discord server. It was going to be for YouTube members only, because realistically, it was going to be much easier to kind of moderate and keep on top of it if there was a lot less people in there. However, I think it makes a lot more sense for me to open it up to everybody, and to just have a couple of lobbies and lounges that are members exclusive, so that channel members can have that extra perk. But also, very importantly, I get to actually connect with you guys as my community in a place that's not YouTube. So as long as everything has gone well over the last 2 days since I've recorded this, the Discord should be live, and there will be a link to join it in the comments section. It'll be the pinned comment, it'll be in the description. If you want to get in the Discord, if you want to show off your works in progress, talk about upcoming rumors and releases and all of that good stuff, the server should be live right now. Get involved, come say hello. Thanks everyone so much for dropping in and watching this. I know it's a bit of a weird one, and I know that it's probably only going to appeal to the people who actually are regularly watching the channel, but you guys are the people who I want to be talking to right now, so really appreciate your support. Thanks very much. Get involved in the Discord, and I will see you very soon. And enjoy the battle report, because it is dropping right after this.